Hello everyone, good evening.
Doing.
Is my voice clear?
Yes.
Yes,
So I think my screen is also visible to everyone. Please
yes.
confirm. So if I talk about yesterday, we have discussed one program and for loop as well we have discussed. So I hope everyone is able to uh, get a clear understanding on how the for loop works. So for loop is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
So today we will see few more loops. So let us start. So let me create one new class again, which we have already done many times. So let me say loops. Some other name I am giving instead of giving program 1 and 7. So let me create one more main method. So yesterday we discussed for loop. Now today we will start with the while loop. That how we can use while loop. So the syntax of while loop is again same. So let me first write the syntax of for loop. Then I will derive the syntax of while loop from here only. Or let me write like this only. So the syntax is like first you need to declare a variable. Because suppose I need to start from 1, right? Then I will say while. Suppose here I will give the condition part in the bracket. Let me say I less than 5. And inside that I will print something. Suppose I will print hello. So if I try to run this program, this condition will always going to satisfy. If I show you how, if I run it, it will never stop. You can see it will keep on running because this I value will remain the same, right? So there must be some condition that if that I should increment the value of I every time so that this condition should fail at any point of time. So what I will do after this line, I will say plus plus I, or you can do I plus plus, or which we have discussed, or you can also write like this. That's up to you. So let me write plus plus I. So increase the value of I by 1. So now if you see this, how this while loop is working, let me put breakpoint and show you. So initially this will be created, and if you see this condition 1 is less than 5, condition true, we will go inside, print this statement, and after that I value will become incremented by 1. And after that again this condition will be checked. So as of now what is the value? 1. But after this statement I value will become 2. So now 2 is less than 5, condition true, condition is true, you can see. Now again it will print hello, and it will keep on incrementing till it will reach 2. So as of now it is 4, condition true. And after that it will increment one more time. But this time if you see 5 is less than 5, condition false. So this condition is become false. So due to that reason we will simply come out of our while loop and it will stop. So if you see this like this. So this is the very easy syntax of while loop. So is it clear to everyone that how we are using a while loop?
So can you please repeat once?
Okay. So I am saying that there is one more kind of loop which is while loop. So to create a while loop, first you need to create a variable. So this can be any number, like if we say no, or let me write number. So this is the first step, declare a variable, right? And after that, put the condition. So this is important. You need to put one condition so that it will stop at some point of time. And after that, I am incrementing the value of number by 1, because if I do not increment it, it will keep on running in the infinite loop. So let me debug as Java application. Now if you see 1 is less than 5, condition true, we will go inside, print the statement, and after that increment the value of number. So now what will be the value? Number will become incremented by 1. So now condition will be checked again. 2 is less than 5, condition true, again it will go. Again it will increment. 3 is less than 5, condition true, print the hello world. And after that number, again it will increment one more time. So as of now it is 3. You can check here as well. It is 3. But once this statement will execute, this value will incremented by 1, which we have discussed earlier as well in the previous class. So it will become 4. 4 less than 5, condition true, print the number. And after that it will become 5. But now 5 is not less than 5. Condition becomes false. So we will simply come out of our while loop. So this is how while loop is working. So I have just showed you through the breakpoint. I hope it is clear to everyone that how we can write a simple
Yes.
while loop. Similarly, if you want, instead of giving a number, let me say it is not mandatory that you will always increment by 1. It's up to you, right? So if I can say number equals to number multiplied by 2. So what will happen? So let me remove this. Now let us see how it will work. So let me debug it again. So initially number will be 1. 1 is less than 16, condition true. We will print hello. And after that, what will it will become 1 into 2. So it will become 2. So 2 is less than 16, condition true. Then after that, what it will become 2 into 2, 4. So 4 is less than 16. Then after that, 8 is less than 16. So you can see how it is incrementing. So until and unless this condition is true, it will keep on printing the hello world, hello statement written inside this. You can see after that it will become 16. But now this condition has become false. So now it will terminate and we will come out of the while loop like this. So this is how we can create a very simple while loop. So along with this, there is one more kind of loop. Let me write here only. Let me comment this. So I have commented the above part. So one more kind of loop is there, which is if I write do while loop. So we will see the difference. Just first let us see how to create a do while loop and what is the syntax, how we can write it, the very basic do while loop. So again, this part will remain the same. That means declaring and initializing the variable. Initializing the variable in the sense giving some value, like I am giving 1. So I am initializing the value 1 to this variable I, which is of type integer, the variable. So this is the first part I have done. And after that, if you want to create a do while loop, you need to write do keyword. So this is a predefined keyword in Java, right? So you need to write like this do. And suppose if I print like this, hello, and you will see, and whatever earlier, if you see this one, we have put one condition inside the, let me admit, in case of while loop, we were checking the condition here itself, right? But in case of do while loop, we will check the condition at the last. So now I will simply say while I can say while I less than, you can say 5, and put one semicolon after that. So here if you see this one, this is the syntax of while loop, do while loop. What is the difference between this one and this one? Here when we are, let me try to uncomment it. So what is the difference? While I have created both the loop. So if you see the condition checking part, this is the main part which will decide how many times while loop will run. We are even before going inside. So this is the starting of our while loop. Before going inside this while loop, we are checking the condition here itself at line number 11. In case of while loop, I am talking about. But if you see this do while loop, we are not checking the condition initially, right? We are checking the condition at the last. This is the main difference. And if I just try to debug it, so let me comment the above part, Control Shift. So if you see this one, let me try to debug this program again. So if you see again, we are starting. So this is the commented part, so it will not run. Only this part will run. So now I equals to 1. Now it will print hello for the first time. What is the condition? I am checking at the last whether 1 is less than 5. Condition true. Again, it will start from here. So you need to see it that how it is working. Once this condition will become true, only in the case of true, it will again start from here and go inside this and it will print hello. Like this it is printing. Again, it will check for the condition whether 1 is less than 5, right? So if you see this, it will keep on running. Why it will keep on running? Because I am not, if you see this here as well, I was incrementing the number by some value earlier, right? But here I forgot to give 1. So if you do not want, like if I run it, it will keep on running in the infinite loop. So to avoid this, I need to increment this value so that this condition will become false at some point of time. So let me write plus plus I. So now if I see this debug as Java application, so now it will start from 1. Now it will print hello, right? After that, I value will become, as of now it is 1. As of now it is 1. But once this statement will execute, it will become 2. You can check it here on the right hand side as well. It will become 2, as you can see. Now 2 is less than 5. Yes, 2 is less than 5. So I will again start from here. So if you see this condition true, again it will print hello. Now I value will become 3. Now condition will be checked at the last. 3 is less than 5. And again it will say condition is true. And now it will print hello. And after that, printing the hello, it will again increment the value of I by 1, which is it will become 4. So again, if you see the condition, 4 is less than 5, condition true, right? And after that, it will run for the one last time. It will print hello. But what will be the value of I? As of now, it is 4. But after this statement, it will become 5. So you can see here. Now tell me whether this condition is true or false. This condition is false because 5 is not less than 5. So this time we will not start from here. This condition has become false. And due to this reason, we will simply come out of our do while loop, right? So this will now not execute if you see here. So it has gone, but it will not go inside. If you can see here, when I click this, you can see it came outside, right? So this is how do while loop is working. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So one more basic difference we can identify here is that if you are using do while loop, so let me write here only. If I write while loop will run 0 to, like while loop will run 0 times, sometime 0 times, or 0 to, not 0, let me take 0 only, or 0 to n time. If I conclude, and if I talk about the do while loop, it will run at least once, at least one, in the sense like it can run one time, two time, three time, or n number of time. Because if you see this here, if I write I equals to, suppose if I write I equals to 100, right? In case of do while loop I am talking about. So here I can conclude that even if the I value will be 100, it will run at least once time, at least one, right? Because condition will be checked at the last. So if I run it, so that is the reason I'm saying do while loop will execute at least once. If you see this, because condition will be checked at the last, so it will run this time only one. Now condition false, right? So it will terminate. But in case of while loop, if I talk about the while loop, why I'm saying that it will run, it can run 0 time, because if I comment it and if I uncomment it, control shift backslash, and so some error is coming. So okay, so suppose if I write, number equals to 100, right? So you can see this time while loop will run 0 time because condition will be checked initially, right? So if I run it, debug as Java application, so you can see 100 is less than 16, condition false here itself. So how many times while loop will run? In worst case, 0 time. So this is what we concluded, that it will run at least once time, but it can run 0 time as well while loop. You can see it will not run. It will simply come out of the while loop and it will terminate. So this part is clear to everyone. While loop and do while loop. So let me share this code as well, so you can check
Yes,
it.
sir.
So I am pasting the code here. You can copy it. Okay, so it is there. Code is there. So now suppose sometimes what happens is that, let me create another one. Let me create another class, new class, and then I will say program. Let me say program number 8, right? And if I say, if I create main method, right? And suppose if I create one for loop, I equals to 1, I less than equals to 100, and increment the value of I by 1, right? So sometimes what happens is that, like if I try to run this for loop and if I print I value of I, right? So what I'm doing, whatever be the value of I that will come here, I am printing the same value. So it will print the counting 1 to 100. So let me try to run it and see. So this is very, very simple for loop, like I'm printing the value of I, which we had discussed. So sometimes it happens that I want to terminate my loop in between. I need to terminate, in the sense stopping, you can say, terminate my loop in between. So how we can do that? So there is one break statement. You can use statement, you can use whenever you want to terminate your loop, right? So if you see this, yeah, if I run it again, it will print 1 to 100. But I want that when I value will become 50, I need to stop. I am saying that here in this for loop, when I value will keep on incrementing and it will become 50. So I need to stop the loop, right? So what I can do, I can simply say when. So I can say if I equals to 50. So earlier we have discussed one, if I write here, int I equals to 50, sorry, 70. Just say, let me give some other name, K, right? But here if you see, I am writing double equal to. So basically this is the equality operator. It is simply checking whether I value is equal to this 50 or not. So this is the, here we are assigning, this is the assignment operator. We are assigning some value 70 to the variable K, but here whenever I will put double equal to, it is simply checking whether whether both the values are equal or not. LHS and RHS are equal or not. So if I value will become 50 anytime when it will run, I will simply say break. So you will see that once I value will become 50, this for loop will terminate. So let me just try to run it first and see the output. If you see this, when I value has become 50, it has not printed this statement. So let me not take 100, let me take 10, and I will say I value equals to 5. Then I will put one breakpoint, line number 15, debug the program, and you will see how it is working. So when it run for the first time, we have already discussed yesterday that this part will only run one time in the for loop. So it has run one time. Condition will be checked. 1 is less than 10. We will go inside. So if you see this condition is false. So we will not go inside this part. It will simply print 1 due to this line because I value is 1 as of now. It will print 1. So you can see it has printed 1. Now I value will become 2 because this will execute at the last, right? So I value will become 2. So 2 is equals to 5. Condition false. Again it will print the value 2. Now 3. 3 is not equals to 5. Condition false. It will print 3. Now 4. If I check about 4, it will print 4. But if you see this time, I value is equals to 5. Condition true. So we will go inside this if statement, and due to this break statement, right, you will see that our for loop will not going to run after this part. As soon as it will reach here, it will simply come out of the for loop. You will see it will not run, right? So let me click on this. Due to this break statement, so you can see our for loop is terminated in between. So if you feel so at any point of time you want to terminate your for loop, so this you can do by using one break statement. So this part is clear to everyone, how you can use break statement. Similarly, if you want to use while loop, so let me write here only int j equals to 1. So I am taking the different variable this time, j less than equals to 5, and here I will say system.out.println value of j, and after that I'm increasing the value of j by 1, right? But here between, if I say if j is greater than 2, suppose, then I need to terminate my loop. I will not run once j value will become 2. So let me comment this, and now I will try to run the while loop. So now debug this program again so we can have the better understanding. J equals to 1. 1 is less than 5. We will go inside, condition true. It will print the value of j. J value will become 1. It has printed 1. Now it will become 2. J value will become 2 on the right hand side. You can check after I run this line number 19. It is 2, right? So if you see this condition, 2 is greater than 2. As of now, condition is not matched. So it will again come to the while loop. Now after that j value has printed 2, and after that it will become 3. But if you see this time 3 is greater than 2. You see that due to this one break statement, this will terminate immediately, right? So it will simply come out of the while loop. So this is how we need to give one if condition with some values like this based on the condition, and once you will put the break statement, you can terminate the loop in between whenever you want based on the some condition. So this break statement is clear to everyone. Please confirm.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So similarly, there is one more kind of
Yes, sir.
okay, thanks for confirmation. So let me choose another class. Let me choose this one only. So here, suppose there is one more statement which is continuous statement. What this will do, uh, suppose I am printing numbers from 1 to, let me write one for loop, very small for loop, and if I print the value of I, this is very simple. It will print 1 to 10, right? Now suppose there is one situation that I do not need to print the value 5. right? Somehow I need to run my for loop, but I do not need to print the value 5. So in that case, what I can do, I can write like this: if I equals to 5, sorry, not triple equal to, double equal to, I can do like this. What does this statement will do? Earlier, what is the counting? 1 to 9, right? So it should, if I put equal to here, it will print 1 to 10. So earlier it was 1 to 9. Now, due to this condition, let us see what is the output we are getting. So you can see 5 is not printed, right? So if you want to see why this happened, let me put one breakpoint here, debug as Java application, right? Now, if you see this part, yeah, so I value is initially 1, it will run only for one time. So is 1 is equals to 5, condition false. So we will print 1, then I value will become 2, it will again print condition false, 2 is not equals to 5, condition false, then 3 equals to 5, condition false, again 4, right? But if you see this time, I value will become 5, right? If you see here clearly, I am saying that if I equals to 5, you can see this time I value is equal to 5. So what this will do, it is simply saying that as this condition matched, do not run any statement inside this for loop, which is after this, after this part. So as of now, we have only one statement. So that is the reason you will see this part will be skipped. You can see we will not going to reach here. If I put one breakpoint, you can see. But once I value will become, condition will become false again, it will again reach to this part. Similarly, if you change the number, suppose 8, this time what will be the counting? 8 will not be present in our output, because once 8 value will become true, due to this statement, it is saying that as this condition is matched, do not run any statement inside, do not run any code inside this for loop from here to here, right? So this is how, if you, so basically it is used for skipping some of the, like whenever you are running any loop, if you want to skip few data like this, so you can say, like if I say one more, like if I say if I is greater than 6, so what it will print? So I think it should print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Total 1 to 6 it will print, because after 6 it will keep on skipping this part, right? So if I run it, okay, so I think I have made some mistake, or let me debug it. I was expecting, so I values, oh, so yeah, so basically 1 is less than 6, condition true. So it will keep on skipping till the number will become greater than I, then 3, then 4, then 5, then after 6, 6 is not less than 6, so condition false, it will print, then it will print 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is how we can use uh, continuous statement if we want to skip some of the data when we are running our for loop. So is this part clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let me also paste this code so you can copy if you want. So this is how we can use. So if you have any questions in between, please let me know. We can discuss. Now, yesterday, if you see, let me choose this one. Let me choose this one. Yesterday, we have discussed one if else logic, if you remember. Like there, what I was doing. Suppose int marks equals to 45, right? So how I was writing, if suppose, let me write like this: if marks equals to, so again I'm using equal to, right? Which means I'm checking whether it is exactly same to the let me write 50, or let me write 50. Marks equals to 40. Just suppose I am writing some, then I will write one more else if marks equals to 50. Then I want to put one more condition. Yesterday we have discussed what is else if, right? So if you have more than one condition, you can always put a, let me write one more, marks equals to you can say 60, else if. So the reason why I'm writing many else if, it will be clear in some time. So now let me put against each what will be the student division. You can say fourth. Let me write from here. So if the marks are equal to 70, student will get first division. Similarly, if marks are 60, student will get second division. Similarly, if marks are equal to 50, third division, right? Similarly, if 40 marks, then fourth division. So this is some dummy data I prepared, which first division, second division. Okay. Now if I try to run it, just see what will happen. So so can anyone tell me that what will be the output
So
of this program?
third division.
Yeah,
Third division.
yeah. So how it? So just let me do one thing. Instead of 50, let me write. I need to write. Suppose I write 70. Suppose I write 70. Then we will see how this program is working. Then we will see why we are using the switch statement later on. So let me put one breakpoint here only. So program will start from top to bottom. So like this, I will put. So first this condition will be checked. Condition false, right? Now next one. Now next one. Now this one. So at the end, condition is satisfied. So it will print 70, right? Which we have seen. So what I mean to say is that as of now we are only having four conditions. We are how many conditions we are having? Only four. Suppose there are 100 conditions like this. 100 conditions like this, right? So just assume if we have 100 conditions like this, and our output is going to be matched at the last. So if you see this is when I have given 70. Suppose it take 1 second. This part take 1 second, then 1 second, and 1 second, right? So it will going to check each and every step first. Then it will move to the next one. So this is how else if is working. So if we have more conditions, time taken will be more. Sorry, it should be conditions. Then so this time will not be visible to us because our computers are very fast. But if we see this one now, the reason why we are jumping to the switch statement is because let me try to first write the syntax of
So what if the marks is equals to 80 it is? Which condition? There is no condition for 80.
yeah, I have forgot to put, it will not going to print anything if I write 80, right? So I should have
Okay.
written like this. If I write 80, it will not print anything because none of the condition is matched. You can say program is terminated. So I should have put one more condition, else uh, you can say some any dummy data, right? Which whatever you want to put, right? So that you can do. Uh, so I was saying like if we have 100 else if condition, 100, suppose 100, or you can say 1000. If our result is correct at the last, it will going to verify each and every part, every line it will verify, right? But if I talk about the switch case, what is switch case in Java? We will discuss. Let me create. So suppose I need to rename the file. So if you want to rename the file, right click the file, click on there's one option of refactor. Click on rename, and then I will say switch case, switch case in Java. So just ignore this. Can always ignore this one. So now what I will do, now I will implement the same program. This is our program which we have done earlier using the switch case. So how we can do that? So the syntax is again simple. Let me write it. Suppose I will say int marks. So this is the first step which we are doing. Like suppose 60, right? So now I will use one switch. You need to write switch, and here you can say marks. Put two curly braces like this, and now I will define the case. So I'm saying switch case, right? So this is the switch keyword, and what is our case number one? If I talk about case number 10, case number one, our case number one should be mark should be equal to 40. So let me paste it here, case 40, right? So after that I will put one colon, and after that I will try to print. Let me print. What was our division? Fourth. I think fourth is the division. Yeah, fourth division, right? Similarly, I have many more cases which we have created. So let me copy from here only. 50, 60, 70, right? Total three. Uh, so after that, I will say 50, 60, 70. So let me change it. 50, 60, 70, right? And I will say this is our third division. So I've just implemented the same program, but here we are using switch case, and here I will say second, and here our first division, right? Okay. So can anyone guess what will be the output of this program?
Second division.
Second division.
Okay, let us see. So if I write like this, if I run like this, you can see we are getting this part because so this one is straightforward. 60. 60 will come here, right? And the case is matched, so it will going to print the second division. So there is one catch here. So basically, if you do not put break, so break we
Hmm.
have already discussed in
Yeah.
the if statement. Like for example, if I not write like this, suppose if I write 40, suppose if I write 40 here, now what will happen? There is no
It
break
will
state.
print all.
Yeah,
Hmm.
correct. So it will print all. You can see fourth, third, second, and first. So it is very important that you should put break statement after each case. Otherwise, all the cases will run. Now let me try to run it again. Suppose I will put 70. 70. Sorry. So let me. So if I run it, what it this time it will print only first division, which is this one, right? After because so how it is working. So basically the difference between this and this part is that earlier if you see this our in if I talk about this one, if I debug this program again, first this will check, then this will be checked, this will be checked. At the last we got our desired condition. Now it will print. So it is checking each and every part. But if I show you in the debug mode about this one, so you will not see that it is checking each and every part. It will directly move to the desired match. So here it will, you can say it's faster if you have multiple else. So let me put one breakpoint first. So let me put here only, right? And I will try to debug as Java application. So now what are the marks? 70. Earlier in case of if else statement, it is checking step by step. If it is not found, then it will move to next. If it is not found, it will move to next. But this time you will see it will directly come to this part. You can see it has not yet gone directly, just it gone there, right? And it will print, and after that it will terminate due to the break. So if we have 100 condition, like I am having case number 70, then 80, 90 like this, whatever the condition will match, it will immediately go to that point. Let me show you one more time how it is going. Mm, yeah, so 70. This time it will not going to check that all. Directly it will go to the desired match. So if you have multiple else if logic, instead of giving that, you can always use switch case. So the syntax is very easy. So let me click this. Now you can see directly it reaches to this part. And after that it will terminate. So one more thing is that suppose if I put 170. So can anyone guess what will be the output? 170 I have given.
It will come
Output.
out of the switch case.
Okay, let us see. So now debug this. So now I have given 170. So if you see this 170 is not matching. So it will simply come out of the loop. Sorry, not loop, switch case. So let us give one more default statement. Like it will run if none of so if these cases will not match, it will automatically run at the last. So like I will say default, and here I will say, let me say no. So the reason I'm giving is that because whosoever will run the program, he should be sure that what should be the output. He if he sees that no output, he will be confused. So I can give one statement like no marks matched from the choice you mentioned, right? So now if I give 170, let me again debug, right? So what are the marks? 170. These four conditions will not match, right? And after that, it will directly come to this part, right? Without checking this one, directly it has identified that I need to go to the default one because this condition is not matched. 70, 60, 50, and 40 is not the exact same as this one. So this is the reason you will see this in the output. So this is how you can use um, this switch case statement in Java, right? Is it clear? Let me also copy this.
So whatever we have written after case, that would be the condition, sir.
Where? What you are
So
saying?
what? So whatever we have written after case means keyword case. So that
Mhm.
will be the condition. It would act as a condition, right, sir?
Yeah, you can say it's a condition, but it will match only one condition at a time, right? And you need to
Yeah.
similarly, if I need to let me try to print this one. Like if I write one more, let me print hello anything. So if you want to, so let me say I am printing two statement at a time like this. So you can also do you can put multiple after this. So these two statements are a part of this marks. So if I write 60, it will print both the options in the output like this. I put break statement, so it will not going to run. So due to this break statement, it will terminate just like it was working with our loops. It will going to terminate immediately, right?
Yes, sir.
So now let us make few programs. So program number 9. So let us make few programs so we can practice a bit. Then we will see the later topics on tomorrow. Suppose I need to print. So these are the star pattern questions. So if you want to develop your logic, you should always make these kinds of questions. So let me just start from the basic one. Suppose I need to print this in my console output. I mean this one console output. So how we can print it? So let us see. Let me open a notepad. Right? I need to print this star pattern. Okay. So let us try to print 4 star first. We will go step by step. Int I equals to 1. So if I need to print 4 star, how we can do? I need to run my for loop 4 times. And after that, I will simply print one star like this. So this is the string. In double quote, whatever you will see, it's a string, right? A string can be What can be a string? A string can be any number like this. Like if I talk about 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z, some question mark, greater than, less than. So this is also a string, right? Anywhere, whatever you will see inside the double quote, it's a string, right? So if I, let me remove I from here. So now I need to print a star. Now run as this one. So now it has printed 1. So I'm using ln here. So it is changing the line, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 4. But I was expecting this output. So for that, we will require nested for loop. So we have already discussed in the previous class what is nested for loop. I hope everyone is able to recall, which we have discussed yesterday. So to do that, so what is the approach I follow? So first of all, I will count the total number of rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth. Total we are having 4 row, right? Or we can have any number of rows. So for the total number of rows, so these just assume these are the rows, right? I will run for loop for that number of time. So I'm having 4 rows in my output. So I will run the outer for loop. So this is our outer for loop. I will run for 4 times. Now after this one, I will again create one more for loop, which is our inner for loop. If you see the number of column, first column, right? So this is our first column. If you see, this is the column, right? This is column number 2, column number 3, and column number 4. So we have total 4 column and 4 rows. So again, based on the column, I will run my for loop 4 times. So if I not put equal to here, it will only run 3 times because 4 is not less than 4. So I need to match the condition 4 equals to 4 as well. And here it should be j. So this variable is different I. Here I am using some other variable j. And after this, right? So this is our inner for loop. Now if I print simply this star, let us see what is the output. So can anyone guess what will be the output we will get?
4 rows columns of stars. Rectangle.
Sorry.
4 rows and 4 columns of stars. I mean
Okay.
16 stars
Okay,
total.
let us check.
We'll get 1 under 1 because of ln.
Yeah, correct. So guys, if you see this clearly, we will get total 16 star, but they are one after the other because I have used ln, right? Because as we have discussed, whenever you will have ln written after the print, it will change the line automatically, and our output will be printed from the next line. So I know. So let me first debug this program. Let me remove ln from here, just for once. Put one breakpoint. Debug as Java application. So this will run 1 time. I equals to 1. 1 is less than 4. We will go inside. Now this will run till the time this condition will become false, as we have discussed yesterday as well. Now if you see, this will run 4 times, and after that this will terminate, right? And we will reach to this particular step. So now if you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It has printed 4 times, and after this will stop, and this value will increase by 1, right? So just after this, once this will finish, I need to change the line, right? Isn't it? If you see this, if I will change the line after this one. So if I, let me just do one thing. If I write like this, it will simply change the line. But if you see this, if I change the line here itself, it will again give me the same result. So what I can do, once this inner for loop will print 4 star, it, as I have shown you in the debug mode, it has printed 4 star, and after that it moved to the line number, this one. I need that once this will execute, I will change the line here. So if you see this one, how this will work, debug it. Now 1, 2, 3, and then 4. After that, this part will be over, and we will reach to line number, this one, 14. So this will change the line, right? And after that, I value will again start from I equals to 2, right? I value will become 2. So is 2 is less than 4? Yes. Again, it will run for 4 times, print the 4 star, and change the line. So this is how we are trying to do. You can see on the console output 1, 2, 3, and 4. And after that, I value will become 5. So I value will become 5 after this. You see this. I value was 4, but now it will become 5. So 5 less than 4, condition false. We will terminate the loop. So this is how we can form a star pattern like this. So is it
So
clear?
what happened with the last system out.println?
Sorry.
The last system dot out, the blank one. With that, what happened?
Actually, I'm using this statement just for changing the line. It will simply. So let me explain in a better way. If what I mean by this one. If I remove this one, so see it clearly again. If I'm using print statement only, what will happen? Debug this program. So I need to show you that how this is working. So it will print a star. You can see 1 star. So due to this print, line will not change. So our next star will be just after this star only. Like if you see the cursor blinking, right? Our cursor, mouse cursor is at here. So now it will print second star, then third, then fourth, right? So understand that our mouse cursor is still on this line. So line is still the same. So if I use this one print, it will again going to print after this star, right? So you can see again one more star, it will print like this in the same line. So what I will do, I will put one println statement. So what it will do, so let me debug this again. So let me debug this again. And yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. But after it will print 4 star, right? Earlier I am using print statement. But due to this statement, due to this line, our mouse cursor will change the line and our mouse cursor will start from the new line. So this is just changing the line. As of now, our final cursor is at here. If you see the cursor blinking, right? So this I just clicked. So just assume that our mouse cursor is at here. But after using this line, we will start from the second line, not the first line. So to change the line, I am using println statement. Now it will print from the new line 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again it will change 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again it will change. So like this it is working. So is it clear to everyone how we are
Yes,
using,
understood.
why we are using println? So no need to print anything, because if I print anything, let us check. It will not change the line. It will change the line, but you will get some more output which we don't want, right? So better not to write anything, because it is simply for changing the new, or you can say starting from new line every time. Okay, so let us try to make one more new program number 10, or let me say, suppose I need to figure out, if I say I have a number, right? What is the number? Number can be anything. 10, right? I need to check whether the number is even or odd. Very basic one. But let us try to see. So we know that if a number, let me write it. If a number is exactly divisible by 2, giving the remainder 0, then it's a even number, right? Which we all know, even number. Otherwise, odd number. So same I need to validate. So if I write like this, if, so again I will use if else condition, because I have only like very fixed set, even or odd. Only two logics I need to form. So I will use if else condition. If this number, let me write like this, what will happen? Let us check. Else, let me print some statement. Number is odd, and if I print number is even, so I'm just trying to see number is even, right? So some error is coming. So here we don't have any main method. So I need to create main method first. Otherwise it will not run. So main method we have created and now I have pasted the code. So basically I will check whether it is equals to 0. Again I'm using equality operator because I need to compare two number, right? Left side and right side. So guys always remember if I do like this, it will not going to give me the remainder. Let me try to run it first. Let me debug as Java. So if I divide 19 by 2, let me comment 90. If I just took a pen and paper, what will be the remainder? The remainder will be 1, right? Uh, and what will be the quotient? And if I divide like this, uh, it will be 9.5, right? Result will be 9.5. If I take a pen and paper, remainder will be 1, and if I try to divide it exactly, it will be 9.5 like this, right? So okay. So now what I am saying, if you see this part, if I perform this operation, this will be the this will be 9.5. Guys, give me a second. Someone is calling me. Give me a minute. हाँ. ओके. आजा. अच्छा ठीक है. Hello everyone. Vandan, are you here? Hello.
Yes, yes. So, guys, I have one announcement for you. I am dropping emails to everyone whosoever have paid or not paid. But tomorrow we are going to change the invite link. Okay. So, invite link you will be getting in your emails only. Okay. So, I hope that you all have got the emails. But if you are not checking the emails by my name, Vandan Mishra, so you'll be getting emails, all emails by this name only. Okay. So in case you are not getting email, then just you can drop us a message over the any group or any chat that you are connected. We will be adding you there. This is only for those people who already paid the uh, fees. Okay. So this is just a announcement here, and the next thing is that if you are not getting the notes, maybe you need to provide your emails. Okay, we already have your emails. We will be adding a group and I'll sending you a telegram channel link, and there you will be added. Okay, so you will be getting all your notes, all your assignments over there. So in case you have any issues, you can directly ping on that telegram channel for only people who have already paid. Okay, so this was a quick announcement because I have noticed some people not checking their emails because we are keep tracking everybody email who has clicked, who has opened and who has not opened their emails. Okay, so some of them, I don't want to name anybody, but please check your emails. Okay, thank you. And thank you, Sumit, for your time.
Okay. Thank you, Vandan. So guys, class is not over yet. We will make few more questions. So is my screen visible? Still visible? Please confirm anyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So what I was saying, like if I need to check even and odd number, then I need to check the remainder. If the remainder is 0, it's a even number. But if the remainder is other than 0, like most of the time if we divide a number by 2, it will be 1 only, right? If the number is odd. But if you see, if I perform this operation, I will get this, right? I hope you all know that how we are getting this. So now if you see this part, 9.5, right? So is this equal to this 0 or not? Condition false, right?
Hmm.
So if I execute this, it is giving us the correct result, which it should not give. Let me try some other number. Let me say, let me run it once. Even though the program is working fine, but you can see it's not a remainder. It's some figures like 9.5, right? If I can also show you that how what is the result we are getting equals to what is the number by 2, right? So now if I run it, debug as Java application. So this time you can see the result is 9. So why 9? Why not 9.5? Because if you see that 9.5, this is an integer in the sense int, data type. So this is an integer and this is also a integer value, right? So this is the reason we are not using the decimal data type, which is float, as we will talk about that float later, or we will talk after, only after this program. So 9.5 is an integer value, is not an integer value, it's a decimal 0.5. But as both these numbers are integer, this 0.5 will be trimmed automatically by the Java, right? So now I am trying to check whether this 9 is equals to 0. Even though we are getting the correct number, correct output, that it's odd, but it is not the correct way. Like if I write one more, uh, I should have written like this: number is even, and or not. Let me write like this only: odd, not odd. What I was saying, int result equals to number by 2, right? Earlier we were trying to see, even though we are getting the correct result, but this will not going to provide you the remainder, right? It was giving you 9.5 and later this, which is nothing but our quotient, right? We used to call it as quotient in the remainder. So if you want to get the remainder, right? So do not use this division like this. Use the modulus operator. There is one more operator which is called like this. So you need to press shift plus 5, right? So this operator will give you the remainder. It will give you correct remainder. So I will also run it once. So instead of this one, we need to use this one. Right now, if I run it again, now if you see, let me write modulus operator here as well. Sorry, not this one, this one. Shift plus 5. Now if I debug this, I was expecting the remainder as 1, right? So 19 module by 2. This will give you the remainder, right? Earlier we were getting 9.5, right? Which is incorrect, because to check the even and odd number, we need remainder. So now the condition has become false, because 19 module by 2 will give you 1, which we can see here. So these two are not matched, so we will go to else part and it will print number is odd. Similarly, if I give number as suppose some even number, like 220, like this. So if I divide 220 by 2, remainder will be 0. We all know that. So this modulus operator will also going to give you the result as 0. So if I debug as Java application, you can see it will be 0, right? If I use forward slash, then the answer will be 110 here on this, right? But we are checking the remainder. So if I run it, number is even this time. So this is one more operator you need to take care whenever you need to find the remainder. Find the remainder of any number by dividing it by 2 or any other number. You always need to use modulus operator, right? So this part is clear to everyone. Is it clear?
Yes.
So let us make
Yeah.
one more.
Yes.
Let us make one more program. Let me create new class, program number 11, right? So I will say that whatever we have discussed, whatever the programs we have discussed, I think I'm recording it, right? So you can also practice these questions later on by seeing the recording. If you have any issue, let me know. We can discuss tomorrow. Suppose we have one number, right? number is like, so okay, one more thing, let me discuss here only. And suppose if I write int number 1 equals to 4 and number 2 equals to 8, right? Or let me say 3 by 2. Number 1 will be 3, number 2 will be 2, number 3 will be 2, right? And if I try to divide both the number 1 divided by number 2. So I'm just dividing. I'm not finding the remainder as of now. Let me write here only int result. So I'm just dividing the number, which means I'm getting the quotient part, right? Quotient we used to call. So let me say number 1 by number 2, right? So let us see what will be the result. Can anyone guess what will be the result?
1.
Let us check. So, right. So now, if you see the remainder is 1, but if you take a pen and paper, right, you will say that answer will be 1.5, right? So the reason why this part is not coming because both the numbers are integer. This is an integer value. So this is the reason we are not seeing the decimal places in our value. So what we can do, like there is one more. So this is the data type. Integer is the data type, right? There is one more data type where you can provide the decimal value. Like if I say float, right? And after that I will say 2.0. I'm just making this number as decimal. So now if you see this is giving me some error. Let us check what is the error. It is saying that you are dividing an integer by floating value. So I am expecting the result in floating value as well. So let me make it float. Now if I run it, let us see what is the output. So you can see 1.5, right? So you need to write like this, right? I have written f after that, which means it is a floating point number. Or I think we can also do like this. Instead of this one, if I say int, so you need to make one of the digits as float. If both the numbers are integer, then you will not going to get the value in decimal places. Sorry, flat, not float. So now I will run it again. So if you make like this, you will get the result in decimal notation, right? So this is one more float data type, right? Whenever you want to enter any number in decimal, like for example, if I talk about you got 78.96 marks, percentage you can say. So you can store that 78.98 into this one, right? How you can store if you're getting marks like this, like that, right? But if you try to do like this, 56.78, right? So now it is giving me the error. It is saying that I am declared as an integer value, but you are providing me the decimal value. So better you should use float variable like this. So this is how we can do, like based on the data which you need to store. So let us make one program more. Suppose I have a number equals to, okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Suppose I have a number. I need to calculate what is the total sum of this number. So which means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. What will be the output? 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, right? So given any number, I need to calculate the total sum of this number. Like it can be 6 here as well. So I will add plus 6, making the output as 21, right? So how we can approach this? So our first criteria should be to split out the digit, right? If I will be able to separate the digit of this number, right? If I will be able to separate the digit of this number, then I need to just add the digits, right? So how we can do that? If I write like this, suppose, okay, so just tell me like if I write 67 module by 10, right? Or let me just first say divide, right? So what you will get if you just take a pen and paper, you will say 10 6 60, right? And in the remainder you will get 7. Remainder you will get 7. Is it clear how we are getting the remainder. I hope this is clear to everyone. Remainder will be 7 and quotient will be, or if you can also do like this 6.7 if you want, right? So but we are interested in the this part, because if you see this, if I divide this number, if I write like this 1 2 3 4 5 8, or let me take 6, if I write like module 10, as we have discussed just now, whenever you will use this modulus operator, it will going to give you the remainder when you will divide this number by this one. So if I let me open paint once to get, so let me say if I have taken 1 2 3 like this, and if I divide it by 10, right? So how I will do 10 ones 10 like this, and then 2 will be the, after subtraction 2 we will add the next number, and then 10 to 20, right? It will be 20, and when we subtract, this will be our final value, right? So if you see this part and this part, last one, it is exact same, right? You can take any number and divide it by 10. You will say, once you will get the remainder, this will be the last digit. So I got one idea that if I keep on dividing this number module this number by 10, I will be able to pull the last digit, right? You can see, so we will be able to pull the last digit, and then I will try to pull this digit. Likewise, I will keep on pulling the digit, and later that I will add. So let me write one for loop. So how we can write? Let me say for, let me say one more variable t. You can take any name, just I am taking, or let me take it as a number, right? And then I will say 4. So t will start from number. So t value will have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I will debug this program, don't worry. And if I say t is greater than 0, t equals to t by 10. So why I am writing this, I will show you, and it will be very very clear. And let me take one sum variable. The reason I am taking the sum variable is because let me start from 0, and if I say int last digit, so as we have already seen that how we can take last digit, which is uh, t module by 10. Let me just debug this program, it will be clear. Module by 10. So t is nothing but our number only, which is this one. So I'm moduling the number by 10 so we can get the last digit. Then I will simply add the last digit like this, and after that I will simply print the addition. So some error is coming like this. So let me try to run it first, and I will print this sum value. Let us check whether we are getting the accurate result or, okay, so we are getting the exact same result. If I change the remove 5, what will be the result? It will be 16, right? So now let us try to understand how this program is working and how it is giving us the, so it should be, yeah, sorry, 15 not 16. I made a mistake. So let us start debugging from line number 10, right? Debug as Java application. Initially these two variables will be created and they will be stored in our memory area, right? So this is already created, you can see. Now if I execute this one, sum with value equals to 0 is also created. Now if you see this one, instead of this taking t, you can also take I. Just I have taken the different integer name, right? You can also take it as I, that is not an issue. Now if you see this will again run one time. Always remember, this will always run one time, first statement of our for loop, right? So number is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So if you see this equivalent, this is the assignment operator which we have also discussed. This whatever the number value will be there, that will be stored into this variable number t, and then t value will become 1 2 3 4 5 because I am assigning this value to this one. You will see that as well. If I click this, you can see t value and num value will be same, right? Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is greater than 0, which is very correct. We will go inside. Now what I'm trying to do, t will have the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which you can see, and I'm moduling it by 10. So I have already shown you that if you divide any number, module any number by 10, you will get the remainder 3, right? Sorry, remainder as the last digit. So you will see this will be the remainder when I module this number by 10 for the first time. So what is the last digit? It will be 5. You can see here. Now I am adding 0 plus 5. So this value we got for the first time. So sum will have 5, right? And after this part, after this line, no more data is there. This last condition will be executed, right? So what I'm trying to say, how this will execute, if you see this one here, it is not modulus operator, right? So if I divide this number, if I say 1 2 3 4 5 divided by 10, you will get some output like 1 2 3 4. Let me write 1 2 3 4 5, is it? Yeah, by 10. So what you will get, let me run it once. So if I write now, you can see, okay, so I think it has not yet executed. Let me execute it. So you can see, give me a second. Let me go here only. So instead of getting the remainder, we can also say like the result will be 12.3, right? The result can be 12.3, because if I multiply it by 10, it will going to give me 123, like just we used to do in the earlier days. Similarly, when you divide this number by 10, like using this one, so the result will be 1234.5. The result will be 1234.5. But if you see, this 10 is a integer, this is also integer value, you can see here. So zero point 0.5 you will not see in the output, right? We have already discussed why you will not see zero point 0.5, because both are the integer values. So now 1 2 3 4 is greater than 0, condition true. Now I will divide 1 2 3 4 by 10. I will module it by 10. So the result will be again the last digit. So last digit will have 4. Now if you see, some value is already 5 from the last result. 5 plus 4, it will be 9. So you can see we are able to sum these two digits, 5 plus 4 9. Now after that, again, what is the value? 1 2 3 4. So if I divide it by 10 using the forward slash, so it will be 123.4, right? So zero point 0.4 will be trimmed because both are the integer value. So it will be 123. You can see on the right hand side, right? 123 is the number, and last digit will be 123 module by 10. Last digit will be 3. So now again it will become 3 plus 9, right? 12. So we are able to calculate till this part. After that, this will execute. So if you see this one, 123 by 10, it will be 12.3, but 12 will be, but zero point 0.3 will not be in our result because both are integer. I am repeating again. So it will become 12. You can see 12 on the right hand side, right? So whatever I'm saying, that you can check, cross check here if you have any confusion. So this is the exact way it is working. Now if you see, t value will have, so the reason why this value is also changing, because we are, once we are dividing the value, we are assigning back the value to this variable t, right? So this is that is the reason you are seeing the same value. In case if you have any confusion, now if you see 12 module by 10, answer will be 2, and 2 plus 9, it will be uh, so I think I've done one mistake. We have added these three. Yeah, it will be 14, right? And if you see this one, after that, what is the value of t? It is 12, right? But after that, I have divided 12 by 10. If you divide 12 by 10, it will be 1.2. But zero point 0.2 you will not see because both are the integer value. Again, I am repeating. Now t value will become 1, and 1 is also greater than 0, right? 1 is greater than 0, still condition true. We will go inside, and if you divide 1 module by 10, you will going to get the same digit, right? So 1 module by 10 will going to give you only 1 only, right? So last digit will be 1. If you see here, it will be 1, right? And after that, it will be 1 plus 14, making it as 15. And after this, you will see this statement will run again. So if you divide 1 by 10, right, it will be like 0.1, right? If you divide, let me write 1 by 10, it will be 0.1, right? But this 1 you will not see in your output because it will be trimmed. We left with t equals to 0, and 0 is not greater than 0. This condition is terminated because it is false. So we are simply, at the end, we are simply printing the value of sum, which is coming from here. So if I print it, it will print 50. So this is how we are calculating the program is about calculating the sum of the digits of the number. Let me write calculating sum of all the digits of a number. Is it clear to everyone? Any questions on this one? Okay, so I hope this part is also clear to everyone. So we will see the next topics in the tomorrow session. So till then you can practice this question. I assume that many people have many questions onto this one. So just try to debug the program. So I have explained each and every part separately. Like first I explained what will happen if you divide like this. If you want to find the remainder, then what will happen? Then I showed you how to get the last digit, right? So even if you have still the questions, you can ask tomorrow. For today, we will stop here only. So I am